myself, and we all need, and I need it more than you, and so on. There are words that you could use which would actually make yourself one of the crowd, and believe me, it's more effective than when you say, you guys need this and you guys need that. That's what I use, and that's also taught by the Prophet ﷺ. He used to use beautiful words, though he was the messenger. So I feel that a lot of scholars sometimes who tend to address people as, you are this and you are that, yes, it has an impact, but for me, I'm not on that level, definitely not. I would like to say, brothers, we need to improve, we need to do this, I need to do this, we all need to, and so on, and inshallah that would help. Also, when we're doing something, we should do it sincerely for the sake of Allah, and we should try and emanate the way of the Prophet ﷺ in teaching. Jazakallah khair, brother. Barakallah. I think with that, there is a sister at the top there. My sister, it's difficult, because there is so much that is on offer. I've come with a little booklet. I might give it to one of the brothers here, which was distributed at the World Cup in South Africa. It says Muhammad, a biography, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and some rules of Islam and so on. It's a lovely booklet which they dished out at the World Cup in South Africa, and I think it's a beautiful book, and I think it's somewhere that a non-Muslim can actually start. I always tell people, the non-Muslims are going to grab us by our necks on the day of Qiyamah to say, I knew this sister or this brother for 20 years. Not a day did they tell me, hey, this is what I believe. This is my religion. They're going to grab, oh look, whether they think that in this world or not, we believe it. Because wallahi, if you are a Muslim, I went to a private school which was quite a Christian college. And to be honest with you, I studied religion. And I am convinced that if you are following proper Islam, there is no ways that anybody could even debate with you. Because, it makes you such a beautiful person, so good. And it actually leaves you worshipping in a manner that it's me, my creator. I don't involve a third party. I do it the way the Prophet taught it to me, and it's me and my creator. I render my prayer directly for him. I ask him, I raise my hands and I say, oh my maker, oh you whom I'm going to return to, grant me goodness when I return to you. What risk have you taken? It gives you such a comfort. That's Islam. So, to start with something that is very, should I say, educative, and unbiased, because sometimes you have people pulling in their direction, and I don't like that, and this is why I avoided a question that one of the brothers asked, which was a valid question, but I avoided it because I wouldn't like to pull in this direction and that. Brother, if you're a Muslim, or sister, you're a Muslim, you're a good Muslim, or you want to enter the fold of Islam, study the different sects, see where you fit in, to be honest with you. Look at what is most pristine, look at what is there, look at what who invited you to Islam, or what intrigued you, what pulled you towards it, and ask them. I think that would be a way, because what's the point of having been invited to Islam through the deeds of a certain person, and then heading in a totally different direction when you'd actually want to enter the fold? I don't know, that's just common sense to me. But it's difficult to answer the question, because someone who might not be following a specific sect might say, no, they must be my sect. I think we need to be Muslimin to start with. We're living in a world that is so cosmopolitan, and what divides us sometimes is something beyond what is meant to be dividing us. May Allah protect us. Not to say that anything should be dividing us, but if anything, it should be a sin that should separate people, in the sense that when you are choosing your company, it shouldn't be, oh, this person's that Muslim and I'm this Muslim and this is that Muslim and so on. For as long as they are avoiding sin and they are brilliant company, sometimes even the non-Muslims, you might want to, or you might have, people who are your friends who are not Muslim because they have more sober habits than Muslims. Allah knows best. Sorry, my sister, maybe I didn't answer your question so properly, but, I really am sometimes in a quagmire when we need to talk about exactly what steps to take and so on. There are different people out there. I might be here in De Montfort today. You might not see me again, or you might see me after a long, long time. And it's no point in me saying, look, you need to keep in touch with me, because the truth is I can't. And the truth is I'm an extremely busy person, and there are ulama here. I think maybe you should make use of them. In fact, you must. Yes, brother with the blue. The stepfather and so on. Look, in Islam, a man and a woman has their own identity. Even when you marry, you're not supposed to change your name. As a woman, you have the right to maintain your identity. You remain that, you will be called by your father's name on the day of Qiyamah. That's on the day of judgment. Not by your mother's name like some say. but you will be called by your father's name. And you have the right, and you should not change your identity. When you're married, you keep your father's name. But if for some reason it will facilitate immigration laws, it will facilitate your living in this world without deceiving or cheating anyone that their lineage is anything other than what exactly it is, you may, according to some scholars, change it. Though some feel a little bit more strongly about it. I am one of them, but I still would agree with the opinion of those who feel slightly lighter about it, to say if there's no deception in it, there's no cheating in it, and there's no trying to hide in it, then you may use a name for purposes of living in the world, like your certificates, or maybe your facilitation of travel, facilitation of immigration, and so on. Sometimes if you don't change your name, it might be a problem. Allah knows best. My teaching from the Quran and Sunnah, what I learn is, as far as possible, try not to change it. No. Quran. تعدد الجمعة، تعدد الجماعات، يعني ايش تقصدي انت؟ يعني or the different groups and so on? Okay. تعدد الجماعات, meaning the different sects of the Muslims and so on. Okay, do you see how you would explain to a non-Muslim? You know, every religion has sects. In Christianity, Judaism, every religion, including Sunni Islam and Shia Islam and so on, as well as the other little faiths like Baha'is and the Hindus, they all have sects. So it's quite easy to understand that, you know, in Islam, naturally, there are people who interpret things differently. Some of these jama'at are based on, some of the different sects are based on a jurisprudence difference, which is not major. You know, if it's based on a jurisprudence difference, like whether to raise your hands in salah, whether not to raise your hands, it's minor. It's a very, very small, you know, difference. But when it comes to differences in belief, it becomes a little bit greater. And sometimes, you know, we need to learn it. We need to learn what the different people believe in order to be able to explain it to someone else. Because if we don't, we won't be able to. I can tell you this person is this, that person is that, this person is this and that, and I don't even want to use those words, but if I say all that, it's difficult to explain to a Muslim who doesn't even know. And if we don't know, it will remain a name. And in the short time that I have, I won't be able to explain to you the variety of sects. But you can explain or say that, look, there are different sects, and what we need to do is be as close as possible to what Allah's teachings are and what the hadith or the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ has come with. And if there are jurisprudence differences, it's not very big. It's a minor issue. When it comes to a difference in belief, it becomes a bit bigger. And that's where we need to see where we fit in by finding that which is as pristine as possible. Allah knows best. I think with that we come to an end. The food is definitely getting cold. The young boy who is there, I will answer your question personally when you come down here just now. Or I can even come up to you, don't worry, inshallah. Just a few moments, inshallah. Barakallah feek, jazakumullah khair, wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Please remain seated, please remain seated. Please remain seated.